Have you ever sensed, deep down, that something about the world just doesn't add up? Maybe it's a fleeting moment, a déjà vu, a memory that feels out of place or a familiar face you can't quite recall. It's as if reality glitches for a second, and you wonder if things were always this way. You might notice a detail in a childhood photo that you swear was never there before, or recall a historical event differently than everyone else. It's a flicker in your memory, a whisper that history isn't quite as we're told. Sometimes it's a sense of unease when you visit a place that should feel familiar but instead feels subtly wrong. You start to question, what if the past has been changed, not by accident but by someone from the future? Imagine a world where a single decision made decades ago ripples forward and transforms everything you know. Even a tiny nudge in history could alter everything and we'd never know. Our memories would adjust, our stories would change, and reality would quietly rewrite itself around us. We'd wake up in a world with new memories, believing it was always this way. If someone could go back, what would they change? Would their motives be noble or selfish? Would they erase tragedies or create new ones for their own gain? A butterfly flaps its wings in the past, and a hurricane of change rips through our present. The world feels solid, but it might be as fragile as a dream. What if history isn't a fixed line but a river, its course diverted by a single stone? That unsettling feeling you get might be your mind sensing the ghost of a world that no longer exists. Picture time as a still pond. One small action can send ripples across its surface, changing everything that follows. Imagine dropping a pebble, a time traveler, into that pond. The ripples spread outward, touching every shore every moment. A single word spoken differently, a letter delivered late, or a chance meeting avoided. Each can split the timeline, creating new realities. A small act in the past, like saving a stranger, could set off a chain reaction that reshapes the future in ways we can't imagine. What if a time traveler convinced a scientist to abandon an experiment, or inspired a leader to choose peace over war? The world as we know it might vanish, replaced by something unrecognizable, better or perhaps far worse. What if a time traveler helped a struggling artist, who turned out to be Adolf Hitler? World War II might never have happened. But what if in saving one life, millions more are lost in unexpected ways? The consequences of even the kindest act can spiral out of control. Our modern world is a product of specific events. Change one, and the entire recipe shifts. The time traveler wouldn't need to do much, just introduce a new idea, a piece of technology, or even a stray virus. Imagine a world where electricity was discovered centuries earlier, or a deadly disease was never cured. The entire course of civilization would be rewritten. The changes would cascade, rewriting our world so completely that no one would notice. We'd be born into this new timeline with new memories, and a deep, unexplainable sense that something isn't right. But what about the ethics? Should anyone have the power to rewrite history, knowing the risks? Is it ever right to play with fate? The frightening truth is, the past could be rewritten, and we'd never know. All it takes is a single ripple. The world we know could be the result of countless unseen changes, and the only evidence left is that strange feeling that reality isn't quite as it should be. How would we ever know if history was changed? Sometimes the only clues are the memories that don't quite fit. Some call it the Mandela effect, shared false memories of events that never happened. For example, thousands remember Nelson Mandela dying in prison, but he lived to become president. Others recall a movie called Shazam starring Sinbad as a genie, yet it never existed. Or the famous line, "Luke, I am your father," which was never actually said in Star Wars. Are these just tricks of memory, or echoes from erased timelines? Some scientists say our brains fill in gaps, but others wonder if these are scars left by changes in reality itself. Maybe when the past is altered, the change isn't perfect, leaving behind seams like a badly edited photograph or a puzzle with missing pieces. These shared false memories could be the ghosts of what used to be, remnants of timelines that were erased or rewritten. History is full of mysteries: the lost colony of Roanoke, the fate of the Titanic, the disappearance of Amelia Earhart. Are these just unsolved puzzles or footprints of time travelers? Perhaps the unsolved puzzles of our past are actually the messy aftermath of someone tampering with time, leaving behind clues we barely notice. Our history may not be a story of accidents, but a crime scene with evidence scattered across time, waiting for us to piece it together. The past whispers to us if we know how to listen. Sometimes those whispers are warnings, reminders that reality may be more fragile than we think. If time has been changed, what does that mean for us today? Imagine waking up and sensing that something is different, but you can't quite say what. Our understanding of reality could be built on shifting sand, with memories that feel real but may not belong to us at all. We might be living in version 2.0 or 10.0 of history, each update erasing the last, leaving us with only echoes of what once was. Every triumph, every tragedy, every love story or heartbreak could be manufactured, rewritten, or erased by unseen hands. Did we really land on the moon, or was that event inserted to inspire us? Was the fall of empires, the rise of new nations, or the invention of the internet all part of a rewritten script? Maybe the peaceful end of the Cold War, or the sudden disappearance of entire civilizations, are clues left behind by those who tampered with time. But how would we ever know? Perhaps the only evidence is that strange feeling, déjà vu, a memory that doesn't fit or a sense that something is missing. What if it's not a trick of your mind but a scar left by a wound in time? Our identities, our memories, even our sense of self, could be patchworks stitched together from different timelines. The most terrifying truth is that we may be living in a world that was never meant to be, unaware of the reality we lost, and forever searching for answers in the shadows of our own memories. But what if the shifting sands of our reality aren't just the result of random chance? What if there are architects, hidden organizations, or secret societies who have unlocked the secrets of time itself? Imagine shadowy figures meeting behind closed doors, their motives unknown, their reach stretching across centuries. These are the keepers of forbidden knowledge, the silent editors of our history. Throughout time, mysterious symbols have been etched into monuments, hidden in works of art, or encrypted within ancient texts. Are these just coincidences, or coded warnings left by those who know the truth? Perhaps world-changing events, from revolutions to discoveries, carry subtle signatures, a pattern only visible to those who know where to look. Some say whispers of these societies echo through history. The unexplained disappearance of vital documents, the sudden rise and fall of powerful leaders, or the way technology sometimes leaps forward in impossible ways. Is it all part of a grand design, a script rewritten to serve secret agendas? If the past is being edited, then the present is a stage, and we are the unwitting actors. Every memory you cherish, every lesson in your history book, could have been shaped, altered, or erased by hands you will never see. The chilling possibility remains. Our reality may not be ours at all, but a carefully crafted illusion, maintained by those who rule from the shadows. And as we search for answers, we must ask ourselves, are we even allowed to remember the truth? But what becomes of those who notice the cracks? Imagine waking up one morning, certain that your childhood home had a blue door, only to find it's always been red. Or recalling a historical event with vivid detail, only to discover that no record of it exists, as if it never happened. These are the lonely witnesses, the ones sensitive enough, or perhaps unlucky enough, to sense the shifting tides of reality. For them, déjà vu is not a fleeting oddity, but a constant companion. Their memories become battlegrounds, familiar faces suddenly feel like strangers, and trusted facts dissolve into uncertainty. They are haunted by echoes of alternate pasts, plagued by dreams that bleed into waking life, unable to separate what is real from what has been rewritten. The world around them insists that nothing has changed. Friends and family smile with unknowing certainty, dismissing their confusion as a trick of the mind. But deep down, the witnesses know something is terribly wrong. The isolation is suffocating a silent horror, as if they are the only ones awake in a world sleepwalking through a false history. Some try to ignore it, forcing themselves to forget. Others obsessively search for proof, desperate to find someone, anyone, who remembers the world the way they do. But the architects of the hidden timeline have covered their tracks well. All that remains is the lingering fear. If reality can be changed without warning, how can you trust anything, even your own mind? This is the ultimate psychological horror, not monsters lurking in the shadows, but the terror of being utterly alone with the truth, in a world that insists you are wrong. The lonely witnesses carry the unbearable weight of memory, forever questioning if they are losing their grip on reality, or if the world itself has slipped away. But what if these changes, the blue doors turned red, the memories that don't fit, aren't just accidents or glitches in reality? What if the timeline is being rewritten with purpose, each alteration a calculated step towards something humanity cannot yet comprehend? Imagine a force hidden in the shadows, quietly sculpting our history, nudging events and memories to prime us for a future we're not meant to suspect. Are we being subtly conditioned for a mass awakening, where the truth about our world, or ourselves, will finally be revealed? Or is it something darker, a covert preparation for an invasion, an apocalypse lurking just beyond the veil of the altered timeline. Perhaps every rewritten detail is a test, an experiment to see how much reality can shift before anyone truly notices. Or worse, an erasure of clues, removing evidence of what's coming, so when the final moment arrives, humanity will be powerless to resist or even understand. As you listen now, ask yourself, how much of what you remember is truly real? How many changes have already passed you by, unnoticed? The architects of the hidden timeline are always working, always watching, their motives unknown. And the most chilling thought of all, the next change could happen at any moment. When it does, you might never realize it. The world you know could be rewritten in an instant, and you would go on, blissfully unaware, sleepwalking into whatever fate has been chosen for us all.